Okay, Chief. So, in reference to your previous video on the Iyawo, how do people with identity crises fit into that concept? The idea of being an Iyawo.
Okay, so identity crisis is always because you don't know your positioning in the face of spirit, in the face of your God, in the face of your ancestral community. So as a result, you tend to, or you desire to remake yourself. So during that process, when one is a Yawo, or, again, like I shared, Iyawo, what you're doing is you're learning wiffery. You're learning to become a wife. And essentially, it's the difference between a creation and being made, right? So if we look at people, when you look at different like holy books, there's a process of creation where a person is created or a world is created, animals are created, so forth and so on. But then there's a process of making, like the Elohim saying, let us make man in our image, right? So making and creating are two different things. And making is a process. So what it essentially means is that we're created as a certain thing, almost like a blank slate to a degree. We have ancestral potential as told to us by the sacred Odu Irosu Meiji, where it speaks about that potential we come through with ancestral energy, and each ancestor in our line provides us with a certain potential of character or potential of even skill set. But then there's a process of making us into what we're going to be or who we're going to be, right? So people with identity crisis, when you talk about the Yawo, they haven't gone through the making process. They've been created as people, but then what's making you? So what they tend to do is they try to make themselves. It's like that song, Don't Make Me Over, right? So as opposed to letting your original creator make you, so whether that's Olodumare, or you call it God, or the universe, whatever term that you use that you identify as being your initial and supreme creator, and you being the creation, if you say, okay, well, that's step one of the process, now I have to continue to be made into that creator's image. And some people, they block the process of being made after they're created. And they'll take on different ideas as to who or what should make them. For some of them, instead of being made from the crown, they're made from the root, or they're made from the foot. So instead of being made from the heavens, they're made from the earth, right? Instead of being made from their higher self, they're made from their lower self, because the making is a long-term process. So the identity crisis comes in when you don't know your positioning, or you don't face your creator, your deity, and say, okay, continue to make me, but instead you stop that. Or someone may have stopped it for you. Maybe someone didn't continue that introduction or that relationship with the Most High. So then now you're like, okay, what am I? What am I being made? What was I made for? What am I being made into? And then you look for other sources. You may look from your root. You may you may have a certain level of identity crisis, gender confusion, sexual confusion, and you take on that identity and say, well, that's what makes me what I am, or my struggle makes me what I am. My past, my experiences, my history, these things make me what I am, and not the heavens, not the celestial energy. So the Yawo, when you're a Yawo for that year, whatever that process is, you're being made. You're being made by that person or that group or that elder that brought you into a rebirthing. So if you are initiated to Oya, or you're initiated to Ochosi, you're allowing that time period to allow that energy to now make you into something. So that's where, the identity crisis comes in, and the cure is, submission and acceptance. That's the cure.